Do you want to know which biotech stocks have been the best of the week on the Nasdaq, why they've risen, and learn from them for future opportunities? Hop in, we are starting the taxi. Today we are kicking off in the imperial city of the sea cultures, Toledo, Spain. If you want me to visit your city, let me know in the comments. Welcome to Taxi Biotech, a show to learn about news and updates from the world of biotechnology and understand the impact on the stock market. The stock data I share here reflects the status of companies or the clinical trials and does not constitute any investment advice. This is pure entertainment. Let's take a look at what happened this week. The top 3 stocks are Celularity, up 146%, Bionomics, up 150%, and Adlai Norte, up 74%. Let's start with Celularity. You can see it had a big bounce, leading the weekly gains. This trend is something we have seen in all 3 of this week's top stocks, and it's going to help us learn. In this case, it has returned to its level before the big drop the previous week. Let's see why. The initial drop happened around the time of a press release where Celularity received a Nasdaq warning stating they hadn't filed their 10Q financial reports for the first and second quarters within the 180-day deadline. Although this warning doesn't have an immediate effect, it does indicate that they could be delisted from the Nasdaq. A few days later, the CEO assures they will file the reports, and shortly after, the stock takes off when they publish a press release stating they have minimally increased sales, but more importantly, confirming they file the 10Q reports for Q1 and Q2. To be honest, only my personal opinion, is that if a company can't present its financial reports on time, how can we expect them to present the data in a clinical trial properly? But anyway, what lesson can we learn here? Personally, I wouldn't hold something like this long term. However, if you are looking to speculate short term with a maximum risk, we see that in this case a company that failed to present reports for the last 2 periods rebounds sharply once they did. Here investors ignore all the surrounding issues. The stock market moves on investor sentiment. If everyone thinks it's going to rise, the price will go up. If we can grasp the crowd sentiment, we can predict the future moves. Let's note this as a learning point. This kind of move is super risky because you don't know when to get in. Here, when. But at least in this case, it returned to its previous level. Next, we're going to move to Bionomics. We see the same pattern, a big drop, an attempted recovery, another drop, and finally the rebound we see now. Let's look at why. The big drop happened when they published their 10K report, where on page 103, it was not easy to see, it stated that the company could be delisted from Nasdaq if it doesn't meet the rule of having its share price at $1 or above. This is a well-known Nasdaq rule. If a stock stays under $1 for a certain time, it needs to rise to remain listed on the index. After this notification, Bionomics, which is an Australian company, announced its plan to return to the United States by restructuring under a new Nasdaq list company. They also do a reverse stock split where 2,160 shares of Bionomics will be exchanged for 1 share of the new company. This keeps the market cap the same but increases the value of each share due to fewer shares in circulation. Here, as the previous case, investors react when they see the risk of the listing decrease. And finally, we have Aldai Norte. It shows a similar pattern, but this time the reasons are different. Initial drop in May, it was produced with a press release announcing promising data, a term the market often sees a weak result for a clinical trial. Then, after August, there were no new announcements, so it's hard to know if this rebound was due to any improvement in the company's outlook. However, I will mention an update from TradingView. Uh, this update appears on the bold icon. On September 9th, this group posted a comment stating that the stock was oversold based on the RSI indicator. They also predict earnings growth, possibly leading to a price increase, and rank it second in their buy list. If we analyze the price, when they say this thing here, they were spot on, although they had to wait 2 months. My opinion, and it's the thing that I want to say, is that I don't like using only technical analysis indicators for biotech stocks, because you could have entered also here, and taking a minus 50% drop in price. Apparently, they have source indicating revenue growth. Perfect. I love it. I want to say that personally, I like to use fundamental first and technical analysis as support. And today, the journey was short but worth it. We've learned that for quick and explosive move, investors quick forget very negative events as long as they are resolved, at least in the short term, under a week. We need to identify and learn from these cases for the future. And we end the journey here in Toledo at night. Beautiful by day and night city. Here's your fare. Like, comment, and see you next time. Bye.